In part one of the tutorial, I set up a room and it had the default character which looked really crappy. I want to get rid of that character. So I'm going to replace that character in this part with this character, a better looking character, where I'm going to send him animation walking because that's pretty much what he's going to do, just walk around in the different room and interact with things. And in this video, besides changing this character to this better looking one, I'm gonna start adding some code so that you could interact with things like open, close the doors, and view items, that kind of stuff. So this is the character that I'm gonna be using. It's a much better looking character than that blocky pixelated character that comes default with the game. I'm just gonna have him walking in different angles, like this one. He's walking straight down, or at a 45-degree angle. Now, since I set the room view 20 degrees from up down, also have the character at 20 degrees from looking from up down at the character. So pretty much that's the angle that I just picked for the game, 20 degrees looking from up down. So that's it. So once I've animated him in all the different possible directions and all the different angles, um, I'm gonna, why is it doing that? I'm gonna save him and, well, we'll fix that later. Um, okay, let's fix that. There you go. So once I have them animated from all the different angles, I'm gonna save them in the different frame animations. Remember that this has to be pre-rendered, and I'm gonna import them into the game, and I'm gonna start doing a few more fun things with the game, which is pretty much having open, close doors, interact with objects, that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is the second part of the tutorial. In this part, we are going to set a walkover area. We're going to set the walkover area where our character could walk in the room. So what we're first going to do once we load up the program is we're going to click on room, the first room, and edit room. That'll bring us to this screen. Then I'm going to scroll down a little bit. This is the floor. I want to make pretty much the entire floor the walkover area. I'll worry about walking behind objects and not bumping into like these things later on. Okay, right now I just want to set the whole area to be the walkover area. So I want to do that by clicking on this tab, clicking walkover area, then picking my first walkover area, which is walkover area 1. It's already selected because I selected it last time when I wasn't recording. And I'm gonna select the region that I want to work on. So let's say this region. This region. And this region. And let's fill that in. Hold on a second. Okay, so this region is going to be the walkover area region. The character is going to be able to walk all over this place. The next thing I want to do, because when I run the program, let's try to run it right now. When I run this program, this crappy looking characters is up here. I want to put him here in the walkover area so he could actually walk. So I'm gonna change him so that he'll actually be able to walk. So I'm gonna click here and enter room before fading, and I'm gonna say to place him somewhere in near the bottom of the screen. So I'm setting the X and the Y coordinates of the character on the screen. Let's try to run this and let's see if this is good enough, okay? Let me just save it first. Great. So now he's in he's in this region. I could say make him walk. Perfect. Now this is definitely not the character I want. This is a very crappy looking character. So I'm gonna change him for the character that I rendered earlier in this video. So I'm gonna do that next. Actually, I'm gonna move him closer to the door. Let's just try to move him around closer to the door. Let's say 400 and 400. Let's see. Okay. Let's say 360. Okay. It's I'll probably want him a little bit closer to this to the entrance of the door, but let's just move him a little bit more. Okay, that's good enough. So I have him here, and I have him that he could walk on this walkover region. Now, unfortunately, I don't haven't defined the walk behind area, so that means he could actually walk right over the bed, which I don't want it. I'm gonna fix that. But before fixing that, I want to get rid of this character. I don't like this character. He looks crappy. I'm gonna replace him with a better looking character. Okay. Now, like I explained in the last segment, um, if 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 you want to set the walk region, I already show how to do that. By clicking here on the side panel on this flash icon, you get some routines which you could add to your game. I decided to do on the room load routine. This executes right before the room load, and what I did was I decided to move my character to position 330 360. I did that by saying C ego, which is the name of our character. You could change it to anything else, but I decided to leave it as C ego since it didn't bother me. Point X equals, and you give it its new X position. C ego point 1 equals, and you give it its new Y position. So the syntax for this for this engine is a C like language. Uh, okay. So I said I didn't like the way the character looked. I said that blocky character looked crappy. I had done a better looking character with my 3D software. So I want to go here into sprites. I want to create a folder called character. And I'm going to import the the character into the game. So right now I already had pre-render him walking down, walking left, walking right, walking on the direction. So I'm gonna import it by selecting everything. Okay. Uh, so that's it. I imported him, all the steps of him walking down. Let me do it again. Okay, so I've imported him walking in all the different directions. Now I'm gonna actually change it in the main character to point to this character. Okay, so now that I've imported all the other sprites of the character, I'm gonna actually change that crappy looking uh, pixelated character to one of these better looking characters. I do that by going on the views, clicking the first view. Here you see the animations of the different walking in the different directions, right? I'm gonna delete the default one and I'm gonna add the appropriate one. this guy. Okay, so once I added the sprite and all these different animation angles, I could go back work on the room. No, when I see it, it should appear huge, humongous. I have to set the scales to the appropriate size. Okay, and finally, now that we've uploaded the sprite of the character walking in different directions, the final things that we're gonna do is go back to the room, select our walkover area, and scale our character down. The character is pretty much huge because I'm gonna have him at different angles and different close-ups. There's gonna be a room where the character is gonna be pretty big and pretty close up, so I made him big. So for the rooms where he's far away, it's not so big. I'm gonna have to scale him down a little bit. I also want him to look smaller when he's far away and bigger when he's closer to us. So I want to say use continuous scale. Use continuous scale. I'm going to say yes. And then I want to say that the maximum scale size I wanted is 50. Minimum is 30. This should scale him down to an appropriate size for this. Let's just see what he looks like, okay? Okay, it's good enough. That's the appropriate size. His leg seems to be on the wall, so I'm gonna have to move him down a little bit, but I could fix that. That's not a problem. Let's just see him walking. Okay, he's walking very slow. I could also fix that. That's not a problem. But it looks good. So he walks around. The speed of him walking, I could definitely fix. That's not an issue. Looks good so far. I said I was gonna have him interact with objects like the door. This video kind of ran a little bit long, so I'm gonna have him interact with the doors and with different objects in the next video. Thank you.